Bill O'Reilly here, Monday, November 25th, 2019. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening today in America. Mike Bloomberg enters the race for the White House. New poll from Wisconsin could spell trouble for the Democrats' impeachment push. Crime rises in Oklahoma after Republicans adopt prison reform. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg having health problems. New study shows 2 million Americans still lack access to running water. Also ahead, the message of the day, the real reason for poverty. But first, billionaire Mike Bloomberg officially jumping into the presidential race, announcing his plans to take on Donald Trump in 2020. Former mayor of New York City's late entry reflecting a growing concern in the Democratic Party that their candidates will not be able to defeat the president next November. Mayor Bloomberg kicking off his campaign with a $31 million ad campaign paid by himself. A new survey out of Wisconsin showing major challenges for the Democrats' impeachment deal, revealing support quickly evaporating among independents and even some liberals. Just 40% of residents in Wisconsin now back removing President Trump from the White House, a 4-point drop since the hearings went public 2 weeks ago. Crime in Oklahoma increasing after Republican lawmakers embrace policies promoted in San Francisco and Los Angeles. State Question 780 downgraded drug and theft crimes, allowing 462 convicted felons to walk out of prison. The result, a 7% increase in larceny and other crimes almost immediately. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg home after being hospitalized over the weekend. The 86-year-old taken to Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore after experiencing chills and a high fever. Despite a string of health scares in recent months, Justice Ginsburg has pledged to remain on the bench until her 90th birthday. New report from the U.S. Census Bureau says more than 2 million Americans don't have access to adequate drinking water and basic plumbing. Study shows Native Americans 19 times more likely to lack basic amenities than other communities. Worst regions in the USA include Appalachia, California's Central Valley, and southern Texas. In a moment, income inequality, the leftist mantra. It's preventable. The message. Next. Deborah's home was stolen. I don't mean thieves stole stuff. I mean scammers literally stole her home. The FBI calls home title theft one of the fastest growing white-collar crimes. This story is why you need Home Title Lock. Deborah says, quote, criminals found the title to our home online and filed fraudulent documents claiming they owned it. And it gets worse. Deborah, quote, I was evicted from my own home and $85,000 in equity gone. Nobody believes you can get your home stolen this easy, unquote. This is why you need Home Title Lock, because no insurance or bank protects your home from title theft. First things first, please go to HomeTitleLock.com and register your address to see if you're already a victim and don't know it. Then sign up to protect the legal title to your home so you don't end up like Deborah. And to get you started, I got you 60 risk-free days of protection. Please go to HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. Poverty and income inequality. Can America handle the truth? Income inequality is the new attack slogan of the far left, used to disparage capitalism and portray the United States as a selfish, insensitive place. It is certainly true that there's a wide gap between the prosperous and the poor in America. But that gap cannot be diminished if the truth about inequality is not acknowledged. But in our hyper-politically correct society, it will not be. In 1965, Democrat Daniel Patrick Moynihan warned that the African-American family unit was under increasing pressure in poor neighborhoods. Back then, 24% of black children were born out of wedlock. Today, the number is a shocking 72%. For Caucasian babies, it's under 30%. That's your income inequality equation. Cutting through the phony political rhetoric, there are two primary reasons that just 35% of African American children are currently living with two parents. First, the welfare system. Families headed by single mothers receive more government payments. And second is substance abuse. Drug and alcohol addiction is a scourge in America and the number one reason for child abuse and neglect. And it is certainly neglect to fail to train your child to compete in a nation of 330 million people. Senators Sanders and Warren tell us the federal government can mitigate economic failure, but that is not true. Only individuals can do that. The cold truth is that millions of American children of all colors are now unable to develop their intellects and social skills because their parents don't care enough about them. So we see a legion of teenagers unable to speak proper English, read a book. Many kids cover their bodies with tattoos, routinely spout vile obscenities, intoxicate themselves at will, and reject all discipline. So how will these kids ever prosper economically in adulthood? They won't. And who will help them? Very few. Certainly not our government or public education system. In fact, some of those who scream loudest about inequality are pouring more gasoline on the fire. Many leftists are pushing for legalizing marijuana, an intoxicant extremely attractive to vulnerable teens. By allowing pot to be openly sold, the government provides yet another easy opportunity for unsupervised children to harm themselves. Yes, illegal marijuana is widely available, but American society should continue to warn about drug involvement, not glorify and sanction it. As a former high school teacher, I saw up close what pot can do to unsupervised children. You think income inequality is bad now, wait until you see what's coming. And redistributing wealth from affluent Americans through onerous taxation is not going to stop that. Only by acknowledging reality can America begin to deal with the intense inequality problem. Responsible parenting is the key to defeating economic failure that leads to poverty. The truth should be told. And that's a message. For more analysis, please go to BillO'Reilly.com. Up next, something you might not know. Right now, anyone with a mortgage has an incredible opportunity in front of them. Interest rates are so low you can add hundreds of dollars back to your monthly budget simply by refinancing. Plus, you can save tens of thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And it takes as little as 10 minutes to get started when you call American Financing. I recommend American Financing because they are family-owned and they have salary-based mortgage consultants, so there's no pressure, no upfront or hidden fees either. Just custom loans to meet your goals. Your best interest is the concern at American Financing. Access cash, consolidate debt, even spend less on interest. Whatever you need, they will create a unique solution just for you. So, get a free mortgage review today. It only takes 10 minutes to start. 888-462-9557, 888-462-9557, or AmericanFinancing.net. American Financing NMLS 1-82334-NMLS, consumeraccess.org. Now, the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. Every year, millions of Americans go to concerts. More than 52% of us will attend shows during this coming holiday season, shelling out more than $250 per person. The most popular genres, rock, pop, and country. Sorry, jazz fans, that's the least popular category in the USA. With album sales at an all-time low and streaming services from Apple and Spotify dominating the music business, musicians increasingly turn to touring as their main source of revenue. So what are the hottest tickets of 2019? The biggest act, Lady Gaga. Her average ticket price, $250. If you think that's shocking, scalpers can get $7,000 a piece for Miss Gaga. She was seriously injured in a show in Las Vegas last October, but she finished a full set after falling off the stage. Pink Another popular artist, average ticket price $150. Her Beautiful Trauma Tour is also one of 2019's top grossing at $90 million. Rolling Stones still kicking after 57 years on the road. Average ticket price is upwards of $200. Front row seats will cost you $6,000. 76-year-old Mick Jagger returning to action after undergoing major heart surgery in June. AC/DC also earning big dollars this year, raking in $68 million for their Good Times World Tour. Fleetwood Mac, Billy Joel, Paul McCartney, all big draws in 2019 with average ticket prices running more than $100. But here's something you might not know. According to Nielsen Music, the biggest factor on whether Americans decide to attend a concert this Christmas, weather and traffic. If folks don't think they can get to the venue, they don't go, even if they have tickets. We've come a long way since the early days of rock music, when the Rolling Stones crossed the Atlantic in 1964, following the Beatles, for their first American tour. The Stones played 2 shows at New York City's historic Carnegie Hall. The price for admission, $4 a ticket. Back after this. Millions of Americans have been diagnosed with cancer or a serious illness. If you are one of them and money is a problem, you're not alone. It's simple. If you own a life insurance policy of $100,000 or more, then Life Guide Partners can evaluate your coverage for free to see if you qualify for cash now when you need it the most. Be ready to take down this number. If you own a life insurance policy of $100,000 or more, and you are living with a serious illness, then Life Guide Partners can evaluate your coverage free to see if you qualify for cash now. So write this number down, 1-888-GUIDE-50. Totally free to call. Get rid of those insurance premiums. Stop paying them. Consider turning that life policy into cash. The number again, 1-888-GUIDE-50. 1-888-484-3350. 1-888-GUIDE-50. Call now. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.